Welcome to Beyond the Frame. Today I'm pushing the boundaries of conventional wisdom with Ben Sharf, co-founder of Platter, who's on a mission to disrupt the e-commerce playbook and empower brands to build storefronts that truly drive growth. Welcome, Ben.
Thanks for having me.
Ben, what's the most critical factor you've found in scaling Platter's growth this year while maintaining the quality of your services?
I think it's just continuing to look inwards and question our processes all the time, right? Like I think as you start to move up the ladder of scale, like things start to break. I always say when the team doubles, your systems break. So as you try to balance scale with maintaining like a high bar of quality that you're delivering to your customers, it's really just important to never get complacent with how you're doing things.
Yeah. As you scale, you have to scale all together. It's holistic, isn't it? It's internal and external. And I think your business is made out of three fundamental parts of the machine, which is people, process, management. And all three have to move together. If one of them gets left behind, just say goodbye.
Exactly.
What's happening in the market right now? You've been in the game for a while. Tell us what's making life easier and what's making it harder.
I mean, right now, the obvious conversation that's going on is just around the impact of AI. I think in the context of AI within our business, there was a pretty big announcement yesterday. I don't know if you saw that around the partnership between OpenAI and Shopify, which basically is now allowing consumers to transact right inside the ChatGPT interface, which is pretty revolutionary. But I think more broadly for us, it's just like understanding that AI is going to be a core component of influencing how people shop online in the future. And so for us, I think like most business owners, it's our job to continue to evaluate and assess opportunities both to improve internal processes, but also ways to improve the actual product itself to our customers to leverage to drive incremental value.
Yeah, it's interesting. AI is moving a lot faster in like our e-commerce and marketing sectors as opposed to some of the health sectors and other industries out there. How do you feel like that sort of impacts us? Like, because everything is just so very quick.
I mean, I think you just have to stay on top of it, right? Like, I think this is the first time ever where if you really just sit on the sidelines and avoid the reality of what's going on, like, there's a very real chance that you become obsolete over time. It's just like the things that you can do now are scary, but it's like if you can leverage it as a positive asset, it can be a very, very good outcome for you. But I think the biggest thing is just like taking in as much information as you can and then just having a good filter on like what's noise versus not, because there also is a lot of garbage out there.
But yeah, and it's just so hard to tell, right? And sometimes it just means testing, and then getting it wrong 80 times just so that you can get it right for that 20% of the time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Ben, in your own opinion, what's that current competitive landscape look like
In what regard?
with regards to how you're dealing with e-commerce brands and your competition
Got it. So
within
in
the
terms of the landscape for us as a business,
yes.
mainly like traditional development agencies, I would say is our biggest competitor. We're trying to like reimagine the way that brands interface with service providers in the realm of building online storefronts. Uh, our approach is a little unique in that we're a tech-enabled service business. So we're part services, part software, and continue to build software as a means to make the service aspect of the business more efficient, which ultimately means that our goal is to be able to deliver the same level of quality or better than alternatives at a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the time.
So what are you spending your day on right now? Where's most of your energy focused on?
Most of my energy is typically just around like storytelling and relationship building, right? Like I always joke my job is the chief firefighter officer. So it's like understanding what people's problems are and figuring out how I can support them to help solve those. And then I think it's always like recruiting, right? So it's like you're always trying to attract talent. You're always trying to find new customers. You're always trying to push the narrative of Platter so more people know about us. And then I think the other piece which is more timely just right now, is I'm spending a lot of time in the realm of our in product, with a lot of the advancements and developments over the last couple weeks, just really trying to figure out like if there's any adjustments we need to make based on what's going on in the market.
In regards to actually getting your product out there in front of the people and to move the business forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, like organic content is the main driver for our business, and we treat that like an operation in and of itself. Right. So building systems to optimize for consistency above all else is the most important thing. Because I think with organic content being our main driver, it's most important for us to ensure that we can continue to push the same narrative for an extended period of time to build awareness.
Well, in terms of organic content, how are you currently targeting that? Or what's happening?
I mean, I post every day on LinkedIn. I host my own podcast. I post a lot about things I'm doing in my day-to-day life. I think it's really we've taken the approach of leaning into this concept of like founder-led marketing, and it's something that's been working really well for us. So it's something that we'll continue to invest in over time because I think that it continues to just compound.
Awesome. And who are you sort of attracting right now, Ben?
It's a hybrid. I think brand founders is definitely like the main ICP, but I think naturally other people in the industry, investors in the industry, and then people who are just looking to get into entrepreneurship or follow founder journeys. I think I've, closed my largest investor, hired some of my best employees, closed some of my largest customers, all because of my presence on LinkedIn.
Crazy. And I think people don't sort of realize how active your ICP is on LinkedIn. You know, they've got 2x the buying power that the average LinkedIn user has than on anywhere else, on any other platform. So it's definitely a platform you need to be on. Um, and Ben, what are sort of the goals then going forward, 6 to 12 month goals?
I mean, I think for us, for the business, it's really just about scaling our customer base and continuing to build product. It's about doing a lot of the things we're already doing just for an extended period of time and continuing to compound on top of the growth and momentum that we're having.
And building on that momentum, what matters more than anything else to you right now and why?
I mean, I think consistency is the most important thing, right? Like when you have momentum, you need to
Mm.
capitalize on it and continue with it. But I think really at the end of the day, like what's most important is that we continue to listen to our customers and evolve our business to make sure that we're serving their needs.
Consistency. Go into that a little bit. Is it part of having some discipline in the business? Is it part of building the right systems? Dig into that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think from a marketing perspective, it's doing the same things for an extended period of time to build compounding growth. And then I think within the business, it's like staying consistent is really important in terms of continuing to iterate processes, continuing to make the product better, continuing to hire the right people. Like, if you think about it, like building a successful startup can be monotonous in some ways because you have to do the same things the right way for a long enough period of time to ultimately like achieve a large enough scale.
Who are you looking to hire?
I mean, the answer to that question changes all the time. The latest wave of hires has been on the engineering side for us.
Cool, cool. Now, what is screaming at you? What's priority number one? What's some of your biggest hurdles?
I think right now our number one priority is really just deciding like our path forward from a product roadmap perspective, given some of these developments that have come out over the last week in the realm of AI with OpenAI and Shopify. I think it's like a very monumental moment that we've never seen before that inherently will change how people transact in the future. So it's just a question of like, is there an opportunity within there for us to get our feet wet, to be at the forefront of like shaping this new consumer behavior?
Can you walk me through your exact steps of when you receive this type of news and how you react, how you communicate with your internal team? What does that look like?
I mean, we definitely are like being reactive and impulsive is the worst thing you can do. I think for us, it's more like active conversations with my leadership team to just continue to poke holes and evaluate to see if there's something worth doing. Because what you definitely don't want to do is have shiny object syndrome and just have like a very
Yeah.
like extreme change in any sort of plan because of some announcement or some news. But I think we would be remiss to not, at a minimum, like evaluate the opportunity given what's been talked about.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the past, what's sort of worked for you? You're looking at this as an opportunity for growth. What's something that's worked for you that may or may not have served in growing the business?
I mean, I'm a huge proponent of doing things that don't scale. I think like building a business
Interesting.
I think building a business, like you need to be able to do like if you want to build it at a high volume, like you need to be able to manage a lot of relationships at once. But like trying to build and manage one-to-one relationships definitely doesn't scale as fast as alternatives. But I think that building relationships is very important because those can compound for you as you continue on your journey, right? Like it's doing the right thing, operating with integrity, and just like trusting if you do that, it will start to pay off.
Absolutely. Consistency, discipline, internally, externally. Ben, what's like the best way to find you right now? Organically, sure, LinkedIn, stay connected. What else do you do to get yourself out there?
I host my own podcast called Turning Pro that we post across all channels: YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, TikTok, etc. I'm pretty active on Instagram as well, my personal account, and then LinkedIn is the other place that I'm probably most active.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? LinkedIn. And what now is the next big step, milestone of the company now? By the end of 2025, what are you looking for?
Yeah, I mean our goal is to hit profitability.
Okay.
That is the North Star for us for this year.
And how is that different from what has been in the past?
I mean, we raise money because we have a lot of engineers that are building product that don't necessarily have revenue to go against it in the early days to offset those expenses. So it's ultimately like giving yourself some runway to hit this inflection point to basically get to the place where you can pay for all your expenses and thus have a profitable business. So I think that it's balance. It's a balancing act between product and growth, essentially.
Now, going forward, Ben, if you had a magic wand and you could give it a big whoosh, what would that one thing be that you'd try to solve internally to really make sure you hit that profitability this year?
I don't think it's like a one magic moment. I think it's just a culmination of doing the right things for an extended period of time. It's just like the same. It's like managing your expenses, figuring out where you don't actually need to throw money at problems, like being willing to stay patient and do things that others aren't, and
Yeah,
really like stay persistent until you get out on the other side.
absolutely. And part of that's just a lot of testing, right? A lot of just getting
100%.
things wrong. A lot of just getting things wrong, and I think people aren't prepared to get things wrong as you need to find that one thing that works, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Awesome, Ben. This is lovely. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. This has been great.
I appreciate you having me.